Hi guys and welcome to the channel. I am Marv. This is Readings by Marvelous Madame Tarot. This is going to be our December 2024 collective reading, and this one is going to be their intentions. All right, everything you need is below in the description box for you and your collective. This is going to be our last collective reading. I do 7 of them. I don't know whether that will continue for 2024. Not that I'm stopping. I'm just saying that I may add a couple more and make it an even 10. Collective readings, I've been feeling really good lately, so I've been giving them to you. And they more than likely will have their own playlist. I have not broken them out yet. It's just been too many things going on and I have not had time. So if you're interested, go and catch a November read, and those links are below, or just hit the channel tab and go into the playlist and go and find them, because all of them will start out with a heart and will say collective. And let's go. So again, everything you need is below in the description box for you and your collective. This is going to be the what are their intentions. And the last read of the year is going to be the full moon in Cancer until obviously the December 31st read is when we kick off the new year. All right, let's go ahead and get started. I will be clarifying. And let me get my clarifying deck before I even get started, because I'm just going to go with this one. All right, guys. Now, I do not know what the nature of this relationship is with you and this person. The cards will guide me as to who this person is by their energy that comes out. So their intentions is going to be dictated by, the cards, and the scenario will let me know who this person is to you. Let's go, Spirit. All right. So when we're coming out, starting with Temperance, guys, here we go. And I know that one of the things that I disliked about my back in the day collective readings is that it felt like it was the same damn thing over and over again. But one of the things that I really want to defend about the energy, you guys have to pay attention to the energy that your reader is, the climate and the energy. We're in the Mercury retrograde, so people come back. People have regrets. People, some zodiac signs do have the same type of energy because that's your energy. But, this is a collective read. So we're leading this with Temperance. So their intentions is to convince you to take things one day at a time and moderate. They've already had something with you. You don't look at a person and meet them in the club or on the bus stop or in the grocery store and be like, you do want to take it one day at a time, but you wouldn't say, I want to temper. I feel from me that I'm picking up on this individual wanting to temper in a way because they've already had a relationship with you of some sort. There was already some type of breakdown in communication, separation, so forth and so on. What else do we got, Spirit? Give me what do they want to, why is Temperance here? You are their wish fulfillment. Temperance to the 9 of Cups. And right now there is a current struggle because we have the 9 of Cups to the 9 of Wands. This individual knows you, loves you already. Okay, collective, whoever I am speaking with. And right now, the energy that they're in is, and this is just with 3 cards out, is very much so about not only proven to you, but also proven to themselves. The outside needs to match the inside. And I don't think that this person has done a good job about with that, because they've struggled with, you are a person that hits all their boxes, collective. And whether that is intimacy, sex, intelligent, nurturing, your heart, your communication, whatever it is for this person, you hit those boxes. And this separation and this walking away, or this no contact, or whatever this thing is that you guys had, which I will clarify a little bit more, is not sitting well with their heart, mind, body, and soul right now. They struggle with how they feel about you and what to do. Nine of Wands. They are the wounded warrior, which lets me know you guys have been through this a whole lot. But right now, they want to come on in. Do you hear what I'm saying? They want to come on in. Now, let's talk about the amount of fire with the Emperor just coming out and us leading with the Temperance. Let's talk about the amount of fire. So this person has strong, dominant Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy in their chart. They have I don't want to say head over heart, because their head has nothing to do with this. This is all feeling. This is all what I want to do. The struggle is not only convincing you, it's how to convince you, because whatever this is, it broke down something serious. Give me one more, Spirit. Thank you. Yep. There's another card, a Four of Wands. All right, so I got a good basis here. This was someone that you were with, that you love. They know your heart, they know your body, they know your soul, they love you. They may have had a piss poor way of showing you, collective, but they love you. I'm not getting strong. Put it like this. This isn't a person that loves traditionally. The way that Spirit has chosen to present their feelings to me tonight to convey to you is a Nine of Cups. Now, they have a strong desire for you. What just came out was this Four of Wands. They like how you make them feel. Not saying that they don't love you, but they know that their impulsivity, I just made up a whole word, and the fact that they rush in without thinking, and the fact that they may have been all over the place. I'm reading this intuitively, because I can see it before I even clarify, which I already know that a lot of this is going to come out. But let me get the deck ready. I just know the energy of fire. So they have moved and made decisions without thinking. You guys have been back and forth, and an emperor is awesome in so many respects, but in a committed relationship, patience is not his strong suit. His or her strong suit. Move. It's like move-ish. Get out the way. Like, this person is not going to wait. They're not patient. They're not going to wait. They feel like there's a certain pecking order, damn it. I want to say alpha male or alpha female. Does not matter. But I do feel that losing you, whatever they want to temper, when I clarify this temperance, is definitely got them in their feels. This emperor doesn't like to feel naturally. He ain't got time for feelings. But this emperor, they're thinking about marriage. They're thinking about the whole kit and caboodle. Let's go pass. Yep. This individual is a Knight of Wands individual. I knew it. This individual has an energy of being impatient, being reckless, moving toward what he or she is passionate about, collective. Not consideration, not thinking about your feelings, not thinking about you at all when they act. They're like, shh. And that costs, their actions cost them you. Their intentions is very, very clear now. It's to come and fix this. Top of the deck, present energy right now, we are looking at the Death card. They know damn well that things have to change. They know they don't even got a seat at the table unless this changes. And I dare say to some of you guys, if you were wondering if they learned their lesson, let's talk about that, because the emperor got an ego so damn wide, they'll never admit defeat. You know what I'm channeling? I'm channeling what's her name? Lana Del Rey. Oh God. Go listen to this song, guys. Please do. Um, that's what that's what this is. Hold on. It's gonna drive me nuts. You guys know how I am. This is why I say all the time, it would be impossible to have a deck with every single song. I mess around, and the deck that I tried to have, or the deck that I have, while I'm looking this up, please bear with me. Um, I channel other songs. It's crazy. This is like an impatient individual. She has a song and she's talking about his ego, but she loves him at the same time. And it feels very much so like that. If I can get there. Yes, hold on. Norman effing Rockwell. In this, the lyric that, hold on, that I'm channeling is when she says, "Goddamn man child." That's the first thing that popped up in my head. I'm sorry, guys. It's been a long Christmas day. Goddamn man child, you effed me so good that I almost said I love you. You're fun and you're wild, but you don't know half the shit that you put me through. Your poetry is bad and you blame the news, but I can't change that and I can't change your mood. Cause you're just a man, it's just what you do. Your head in your hands as you color me blue. Yeah, you're just a man all through and through. Your head in your hands as you color me blue. What I do like about the second verse is she says, self-loathing poet resident Laurel can you know it all. You talk to the walls when the party gets bored of you. So I brought those lyrics up, channeled that lyric to definitely illustrate this person's ego. And I used to be naive to think that age was when you would experience an ego death. And then at some point you would realize that, you have to grow up. I was wrong. Trust me. That's this individual. On one hand, they can make boss moves. On the other hand, it's almost as if there are two sides of them. I said this the other day, and I'm not trying to go back into another reading. I just remember saying this. This individual is arrogant and egotistical, but they have to be. Their environment causes them to have to be this way, and they never gave relationships a second thought. Maybe they were brought up in a environment where, before I start clarifying, where this is what they had to do for reasons, from their environment. Maybe they have to take care of businesses or always have to be the breadwinner, whatever it is. When it comes down to relationships, they didn't know how to pull themselves back and show vulnerability and really, soften that. And they were not emotionally mature either. So in the past, they're coming up as the Knight of Wands, and present energy, we're coming up as the Emperor. So it's almost as if they bypassed the King of Wands and instantly went into the Emperor. And the reason why I am assigning that Knight of Wands graduating past the King and moving into a whole Emperor is because of the same element, fire and fire. If the Emperor didn't mean Aries as a major arcana, then I wouldn't have had that analogy. But I do feel like this is what they want to do. All right. They want to come in. They feel that if they had another chance with you, collective, there were things that would definitely be done different. They're operating from a standpoint of temperance. They're taking things one day at a time and trying to deal with this the best they can. They are not doing well with it, but what I do like to see is that they are experiencing some type of death. Some type of death of the mind. What's being tempered here is Five Pentacles. They feel left out in the cold. And let me also say that for some of them, They have experienced some type of sickness. They could have physically lost someone. I was just about to go into this whole spiel about, the death card really meaning a actual death, physical death. But now that I'm looking at this, I know that with the Five of Pentacles, typically at the root of it, meaning, some type of financial loss, hardship, or sickness, then they could very well have experienced this from someone in their family. But when what just came out was the Sun, this is them feeling like their happiness is gone. You are their Queen of Cups. So the Sun to the Queen of Cups to the Five of Pentacles. Clarifying Temperance. Their happiness left. Their happiness left. And although they've had happy times. They have had moments that they have probably had some wins without you and experienced some really good things without you, collective. Just as much, they still feel that there's always a damper on the Sun because they feel so left out in the cold and so broken up and physically sick and ill without you because you took your love back. Okay, you took your love back. Top of the deck is the Page of Wands. Yep, and the King of Cups is is at the bottom of the deck of my clarifying deck. So not only do they feel left out in the cold and very much so sick because of this, you're coming in as the Queen of Cups on the top, in the main clarifiers, and at the bottom, which when I read indicates past because it's at the bottom. It passed already. There you are, or there this person is coming up as the King of Cups, which when you look at the analogy of it or look at the example that I'm trying to give you, a whole deck of cards, you're at the top and they're at the bottom. So they feel like you basically moved on with your life and left the past in the past, and that's where they are. All right. Page of Wands does mean, again, that they struggle. They want to come in with a brand new passionate beginning. What remains here is the Sun. And for good measure, I'm going to take out the King and Queen because I do feel like metaphorically that is what they are trying to temper. They want you guys back together. All right. Let's move on to this Nine of Cups. Why is this here? Right now, they're with the Three of Wands coming out. They're looking at the future and trying to figure out how their love for you is going to transcend. Oh, look at that. Then we have 10 Cups. Wow. So, yes, this person wants a new beginning with you, of course. They want to get the band back together, of course. They want this, okay? They look at you as their family to Judgment. One of the things that they regret showing you is too much of the Nine of Cups energy. Too much of the I want you, I want you, I want you, and not enough of what I want you, but what do you want? You know what I'm saying? A very selfish way of I want, I want, I want. And they regret that. So they're going through huge judgment right now over that. All right. What remains here is Judgment. Top of the deck is Nine of Swords. They are up at night losing sleep over this. Like I said, with that Sun card, they could have had a million wins of things that, since you guys have not been together, that they have 100% worked for and had to be proud about. Things that they would have loved to share with you. But there's always a damper on that. There's always a damper on everything. It's like or something reminds them of you. If they feel happiness, they feel sadness because you're not there to share it with them. And they seem to be now waking up to the fact of your importance. Okay. And at the bottom of the deck is the Six of Pentacles. This person had a real hard time, collective, of balancing what they were doing. Okay. They had a very hard time balancing In the past, they could have really sucked at trying to rob Peter and pay Paul. Six Pentacles normally is very positive, but um, they, with this Emperor and all of this fire, they don't think about that type of shit. Like, fire is impulsive, and if it's fixed fire, they want that instant gratification. It's like, I ain't got time to be worried about what the hell you want. Like, let me give you an example. If you're dealing with a fire sign, you can say what you want. You could be fire, so just let me put some fat on your head really quick and listen to what I'm saying. Like, you have to stop and have a conversation with a fire sign to get them to see your point of view. They don't think about that shit at first. They are not cut, all three of them, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. They don't think about it from your perspective. They just don't. It doesn't make them bad. It just makes them different. So you have to go in and have a lot of patience with, they're so busy on their own agenda, they don't think about the other person. But you will get a conversation from them when they feel slighted. But if they're reasonable, and I do know a lot of them that are, a conversation will turn that around. So if you're thinking that this person is going to, like, what is it, self-correct and be like, nah, maybe this is going to come off the wrong way. No, that's just not who they are as a zodiac sign. They have their moments, but we're not talking about a person like a Libra or maybe a Cancer, or, a sign that thinks about others and, well, maybe this person wouldn't like that, or maybe I should watch that. No, that's just what they don't do that well. They don't do it, well. So that's what it is. So if it's left up to them to self-correct, your ass will never get what you need. This may be an individual who felt like, well, tell me what I'm doing wrong. How am I going to know if you don't tell me? That whole mentality is really disgusting to a certain degree. That's just my personal opinion, because you want a relationship, but you don't ever want to think about the other person. Then what the hell are you in a relationship for? Like, that's just me personally. But if you have the patience to sit down and let them know, and I know the other side of the coin will be, then what's the purpose of being in a relationship if you don't tell me? I can't read your mind. This isn't you not communicating, collective. This was just this person really did not do well at thinking about shit from your perspective, and it still may be the same thing when they come back. Why is the Nine of Wands here? They know. Terrifying. They know what they put you through. Look at that. To the Five of Swords. They know damn well that half of them arguments was because of them. Why is the Nine of Wands here? Yep. They know they didn't work with you. They know that they gave you a hard time. The Hierophant to the Five of Swords to the Three of Pentacles. They know damn well they didn't work with you. They put you through holy hell. They wasn't a team player. They did not work with you. They always felt like what they were doing was more important. There was always this one-upmanship. They had to always be the one standing with all of the damn swords. They felt like, whatever way they dealt with it. My ex was the type of individual who would run. So if I called him out on something, he would run. Your people may be different type of people. Whatever the coping mechanism was for when you tried to call them out or course correct them on something, that is what this Nine of Wands represents. They are the wounded warrior, as I already explained at the top of this, but they still feel like, it's not, they still have a lot of stamina. Their ego and the way that they feel about you will not allow, and their ego is being redone because they're in judgment right now, which remains, as we know. And the Hierophant is here also, which I like that, clarifying that overall in their energy, they're thinking about things that they could have done better. That's all we want a person to do. That's all you really can do. And if your words and your actions align, then that's really all that we can ask for, right? So this individual always had to be like standing holding the swords, always had to tell you collective light or present themselves in the way where they're winning. You know what I'm saying? All the damn time. And they know they put you through this because it's here. The Hierophant here is letting me know, basically that they know that they could have went further. They know that there's things that they could have done better. They know that they were stubborn and unwilling to cooperate with the wrong person because they should have been spending all of that time loving you, but instead they spent that time fighting you with this Five of Swords. And each time they did whatever they did as a coping mechanism to your quote unquote nagging or the one thing you pointed out that spiraled into this huge miscommunication as what comes with a Five of Swords, lies, tricks, cheats, deceits. There would be no reason for lies and tricks and deceit and all of that. And it's like us versus them mentality. It's like, that's what this is like, discord. It's like, so they know they put you through that. The Three of Pentacles is saying that there could have been many opportunities where they could have worked with you and they decided not to do that. The Hierophant, which is what remains, is here to illustrate that now they're trying to go into looking at things from a more traditional view. They're trying to, tap into their higher self as they think about this Nine of Wands and their own stamina and their own willingness to work things out and how they were unwilling to do that and just how petty they were. All right. What's looking back at me right now is the Nine of Cups. This person does have, they want to bring romance back as well. I do feel am channeling an energy of this Five of Swords. This is also in the heart place. That's the reason why they have a little bit more stamina. That's the reason why they are beat, battered, and bruised, but they have a little bit more to give because they know that they did not give their all. And they also know that they are probably about 75% responsible. It's more than 50 because, it's you and them. But right now, they are reflecting on them as where in the past they would probably never be one to take responsibility for what the hell they did and always pull you back in it. You didn't say this right. You blinked wrong. You did this, when in actuality, they just didn't want to take responsibility for being for whatever it was that wronged you or hurt you and made you feel the way that you feel. So now that is what's showing. They want to come in and bring that romance back. And then in the past, what's coming up in the past is a Two of Wands. So this was something that was hard for them to do. They just could not, like I was saying in the last reading, I do remember in the last reading before we move on to this Emperor, it was an energy of possibly not wanting to admit defeat because it feels like failure. Or an Aries doesn't really like to be told what to do, or this Emperor. So maybe it was, I'm right and you're wrong. And if you're course correcting me, that's like you're trying to tell me what to do. And I don't do shit the way you want me to do it, or I don't do things like that. So dealing with this Emperor could be challenging. Okay. Why is the Emperor here? All right. The Magician. So this Emperor wants to manifest. They want to remain the Emperor, and they feel like that's the best energy to be in with you rather than being in this Knight of Wands. Yep, Ace of Swords. They've come into a brand new clarity and truth and revelation about this relationship. The more time that you guys are not together, the more they're enlightened, especially going through their judgment. Realizing what made them happy, tapping into their higher self and trying to be a little bit more traditional and have values, relationship values, value you. There's a value thing here. They didn't value you. They took you for granted. That's being changed. So they're coming into that. And They're coming to that real, yep, we're right back out. That Five of Pentacles is out, right back out. That's interesting that it came back out. So the Five of Pentacles clarified temperance. The Five of Pentacles is now back out as one of the clarifying cards for the Emperor. So they realize how much they hurt you. This is, the way they move hurt you. It wasn't unity. It wasn't about unity. It was about their agenda and what they wanted to do. And they realize that now, collective. They do. They do realize it. Like, whether they're going to put it into practice, I'm not there yet, because I'm already seeing what their intentions is, and I'm going to wrap this up at the end and let you know. I think it's very clear what their intentions are. But they know that they know that the pain they feel now is the pain that they made you feel. Top of the deck is Four Wands. Now, again, very strong energy of marriage. Divine feminine and masculine is already out with the King and Queen of Cups. Both of you guys, again, could have water in your chart. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. And again, at the bottom of the deck, in the clarifying deck, is the Nine of Swords. They have a lot of anxiety about what they put you through. It's almost like where they could give 3 Fs. Now, have you guys ever woken up? Now they're realizing it. Okay, but this is my question to you. Have you ever woke up after walking around blindly or whatever it was, and then you wake up and look at something differently and you're like, oh my God, what the hell have I done? If you are a damn human being, at some point in your life, you could have, when you realized you was wrong. When you legitimately 100%, 100 grand realized you was wrong. It didn't matter how you got there, how long you got there. All that mattered in that moment was that you came up to the realization that you were wrong. That's this person. And they like, oh shit, what have I done? That is this Emperor. It's like taking over an empire and realizing that you didn't set fire to all of your crops and now there's going to be a famine. I don't know where these analogies are coming from. There's going to be a famine in the winter. What the hell? But it's like that, right? And I think, guys, before we move on to these other cards, the only way, losing you wasn't good enough. They had to actually suffer. So now that this Five of Pentacles has come out twice, they've suffered, not just losing you, but they've lost money, or they lost something else, or they got sick, or they watched someone else, go through whatever they lost. Now they were able to understand how you must have felt when they put you through all this hell. I'm telling you. And maybe it's the energy of Christmas, and I am reading this on Christmas Day, so maybe, well, let me see, because it should be close to the next day. Maybe it's the full moon in Cancer that's coming tomorrow. I don't know. All I do know is that that's what I'm getting from this Emperor. That's definitely what I'm getting from this Emperor, okay? Losing sleep, the same old damn Nine of Swords has come out. This is the second time, or it has come out twice. They are very anxious, not really able to get a good night's sleep. They are guilt-ridden. And it seems like if they just can't pick up the damn phone and call you, you done moved on with your life and blocked them or done some shit. And this person is really struggling with this. Yeah. What remains is the Magician. Let me touch on that really quick. They are sharpening up the tools. They realize how powerful their manifestation skills are. They manifested you prior to even meeting you. And when you came in, they fumbled the ball. Big time effort. Because they could not recognize. They wanted a woman or a man that was this, that was that. And let me say, you are completely different than what they normally manifest, or what normally is attracted to them. What they normally attract. Why is this Four of Wands here? Thank you. Damn, that card flipped up. The same Ace of Swords. They've come into a new realization, revelation, newfound truth that you are it. And they want marriage with you. They want to walk through those 4 wands with you. They have not told you, but their intention is to come back and convince you. Why is this here, Spirit? King of Wands. All right, I was wondering when he was going to come. So the whole thing why I told you that they're no longer this Knight of Wands. They graduated to a full-blown Emperor and bypassed the King of Wands. Now the King of Wands is here. They know what they want. And they're not only going to go with determination and will and action and all of the things that the Emperor brings to the party, but they're coming to you very passionate in the way that a King of Wands know what the hell he is doing as well. Okay? Too many on that one, Spirit. I'm going to reshuffle. So I feel that this 3 of Swords keeps looking at me but has not come out. That's why I try not to look at them when I'm shuffling, because if I call it out or see it, it comes back out. Yep. And then that same 3 of Pentacles. So there's themes with this. Now, obviously, guys, I shuffle and there's a couple cards that has come out that they feel no matter what, they should have worked with you. They're losing sleep because of this. And that 5 of Pentacles. So 3 cards that keep coming out, that have come out 3 times, is this 3 of Pentacles, the 5 of Pentacles, and the 9 of Swords. Okay? Strong teamwork fail. Epic fails when it came down to doing a damn thing for you. Maybe this person didn't support you financially. Maybe they sucked that gift giving. Maybe everything that you wanted, that you felt was normal, they constantly fumbled. They constantly came up with excuses. Sounds familiar. And so now they're going to be doing it passionately rather than making you feel like it is a chore. What's coming through is that they were afraid. 6 of Cups in the past. This person wanted to marry somebody else in the past, like before they even knew you. This is a side story for some of you, and that relationship didn't work. Whatever they thought or whatever they poured into somebody else, that shit didn't work. So when it comes down to the 4 of Wands, they were afraid. Top of the deck is the 8 of Swords. They were completely afraid and restricted. There was some type of childhood love with the 6 of Cups or something, or somebody from the past where they really wanted to marry this person and somebody screwed them over very bad. Some of you guys, maybe you know, a lot of you guys don't know. This person did more moving and running than they did speaking. As a matter of fact, there's nothing out here about communication. That's probably the biggest issue. All of this damn fire. I'm coming. I'm saying this. Pause, by the way. I'm coming towards you. I'm rushing in. You know, I gotta have this back. You know, that's the reason why this Judgment is here. That's the reason why this Magician and this Hierophant is here. Because they needed to slow the hell down and come in gracefully and learn lessons before they came back to you with the same old energy. So they were mentally restricted. They didn't want to marry you. There is a marriage issue here. There is a specific marriage issue here. Okay? Some of you guys, I don't know whether you asked them. I don't know whether they wouldn't discuss it with you. It never came up. You wanted to know where you stood. You wanted to know maybe what the 5-year plan looked like. Hell, you could, for some of you, you could have even wanted to know, where do I fit in your life in a certain amount of time? This person gave you nothing. Why is Death here? I think at this point in the reading, it's very clear why Death is here. Knight of Pentacles, yes. They didn't do anything to the 6 of Wands. What else, Spirit? 1 second. And this is 6 of Swords. All right, 6 and 6. So a lot of choices. What's changing? What is transforming? The way they move in a relationship, specifically with you. You're their last relationship, collective. You're it. That's it. You're it. Tag, you're it. You're the last one. What is the song? My first, my last, whatever. What I don't even know what the name of the song is, so I can't channel a lyric, but I'm channeling a song that exists that's basically saying you're my first and my last. Like whatever song that you guys know that comes to mind that's saying I don't have to look anymore. You're it. That's it. And I'm gonna work on this with you. I'm gonna work on myself because I'm not gonna lose you. You're it. That's what this is. They see success with you. They also want to. They're in recovery, just like you could be, or maybe I'm assuming you are, because this is already letting me know that this is over with. And I feel like, or there's separation. There's definitely no speaking because there is no communication in the main energy at all. Like I told you. Some of you, there's a trip that was either taken or that they're going to suggest for you to. Once they get you back, if you allow this person to come in and convince you and they want to take it slow, they're going to move forward with intention. The Knight of Pentacles normally takes its time, but this person knows what they want. It's like, what's that movie line? Damn, they're already married. It's like, I would like to date you. I would like to date you. Like, we're already married, right? But I would like to date you now. Like that type of vibe. It's like, we already love each other. I already know I want to marry you, but I want to date you. Like, they want you guys to be close. They want you guys to be that relationship where you love each other again. Like, I'm assuming maybe to reclaim like the way it was for you guys in the beginning. What's looking back at me is the Ten of Cups that has come back out again. And in the past is the Chariot. They attempted to do this at one point. Again, that's more energy of, I'm coming in fast. I'm coming. I'm arriving. I'm on my way. Like, I know what I want, but they never thought about you. It's like, this is what I see. Insert this person. I don't care how you feel. I don't care whether you disagree. I'm not answering any of your questions. We're gonna do it this way because this way makes sense. And basically, like you're their child. Like, this is, I know best. This is what we're gonna do. You don't have to like it. Yeah. So it's more of the same of that. Chariot can be a great energy, but it really depends on the capacity. You have to understand that there's two sphinxes, like that this Chariot, this warrior is trying to steer this, chariot in the direction that he wants it to go in. So with that coming up in the past, given all of the energy that's here, really solidifies the fact that it was their way. It's like, look, this what we doing. F what you talking about. 5 years, what we gonna do, whether we get married, ain't none of that shit my concern right now. This is what we're doing. And yeah, so one of the things that is going to be redone, or that's dying, or that is definitely being transformed, let's say that, because that's a huge energy for this Scorpio card. I'm gonna call these zodiac signs out in a minute. But I definitely feel that they know that you guys can be successful. They care about what people think about them. Like, at one point, they could have wanted to be known to be single. This emperor, I'm by myself. I move this way. Blah, 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 blah. I'm the emperor. Da, da, da. When you see me, I'm alone. I'm making moves. I can do whatever. I don't think they want to see. I don't think they want that image for them anymore. I think that one of the things that's being transformed is image and how they look and who they show up with. And they don't want to be known for being selfish. I think they're trying to change that image, and they would rather be known for being happy and healthy in a relationship. All right, so that is what it is. I like this. All right, good for them if you allow it. And finally, which we really don't have to do, but since it's here, we're going to go ahead and clarify the Knight of Wands in the past. so I can just give you clarification on why it's here and what they did, whatever. Show me, Spirit, why this Knight of Wands is here. Yep. They were very argumentative, conflict, quarreling, and competition. Yep. They were very deceptive with the Seven of Swords. Look at this energy. Why is this here, Spirit? Yep. All right. And then the Ten of Pentacles, they were money hungry. They were money hungry as hell. They chased the money. They were deceptive. They lied. They had you under one impression and did another thing. It was always a competition when they were in that Knight of Wands energy. And there's a narrative here that has to do with money and an image. 10 Pentacles, legacy, future, legacy, affluence. They wanted you to think that that's what they wanted, but at the time they didn't want that. They can give a hell less about, having the white picket fence and the family and coming home like that. We all have our version of what the American dream looks like and what love looks like, and this is what their version was. Conflict, quarreling, competition, not being honest with the person that they, love, and being this emperor and going around and making moves and, pulling up however they want to pull up. And all of that is a reflection on their security and their insecurity, but we're not going to go there. So they wanted you to believe it because they figured it would be easier for you to believe it. And that's the reason why they never touched on it, because they just wasn't on that. Collective, they didn't want that. And that's the reason why they never talked to you about it, because they didn't want it. They didn't want it. I think that now that you are not there, they definitely have a brand new revelation. And they're starting to look at things your way. Like, they realize so much. And one of the things is that I told you, by some type of suffering or whatever, the way you left, they feel very hurt and left out in the cold. But it was what they did to you. It wasn't a vindictive thing, but by cutting this off or going your own way or however you chose to walk away from this, and they know. It's not like you just up and ghosted. You told them, because I feel collective, you were the one that was very upfront about what you wanted, and they didn't want the same thing, but they didn't tell you that, so they strung you along. Looking back at me is Temperance again, double Temperance, okay? Can't make it up. One more down, looking back at me again is Justice. And then there is that Three of Swords. So, what remains is a Temperance and Justice. I'm going to break all that down again, but this Three of Swords, exactly. So you got to know that with this Seven of Swords had to be some type of third party stuff. They got their asses whooped. Justice is here. They got their karma. In the past, we're looking at the Hermit. Absolutely. So I feel like they were not able to make a clear thought in the past. Like, they would isolate themselves from you. And yes, the Hermit isn't a bad energy, but this person had no capability of making any decisions. It's like, well, I'm gonna, they have things that they're dealing with. Absolutely. But when they disconnected, you didn't know what was going on. And this, like I said, all of these cards that have come out in two decks, ain't nothing came out about communication but the Ace of Swords twice. And I honestly think that that's more so for what they are now realizing, because they've had such a one-track, single-minded, closed mind approach, that this is huge for them to even be able to look at things from another person's perspective. That's a big step for the Emperor. The way that they go, they don't think about no damn body else unless it's a strategic move that's going to gain them net. If it's not going to be a net gain, the Emperor or this individual could give a hell less. That is what's changing. So the Three of Swords is here, highlighting what could have happened in the past, but more so, I feel like highlighting the fact that they feel so fucking heartbroken, excuse my language, over what they caused. All right. All right. So we're going to go over what remains. But before we do that, let's get into these zodiac signs. I'm picking up strong fire, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. We do have Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio here. Okay. With emphasis on being strong Scorpio. This is what we have. The divine feminine and masculine that came out as what remained, which I decided to put it to the side, is water related. Okay. Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio yet again. Our major arcana is as follows, okay? The Emperor in the Temperance in our main deck, as well as Death. So we have 3. And what remains in our clarifying deck that clarifies all of this, we got a double Temperance, which was interesting. All right. Double Temperance. All right. We got Judgment. We got the Hierophant. We got Justice, and we got the Sun. A lot of major arcana. So, no matter whether every little thing resonated, one thing that I want whoever is listening to this to remember is that there are major transformations going on with this person. So even if you don't want them back, I think that they would try to respect where you're coming from right now, because they do know what they did. And I think if nothing else, this person is going to come back and want to clear the air. So what are their intentions? In a nutshell, their intentions is to come back and repair things. Not necessarily, it was sort of the same energy that I got in the Hidden Truth. But those divine feminines were kind of open to reconciliation. Because the divine feminine and masculine was mirroring. In this particular case, this person had to have, this had to be a solo thing. This had to be something that they came to the realization of, because they were going nowhere fast. So I think their intentions toward you is to come back, is to first repair themselves and right their wrongs and make the inside match the outside. Once they get that together, regardless of whether they win you back or not, they really do want you in their life. So even if they just come back when they're done learning their lessons and they clear the air, that's the sacrifice collective that they have to take, because they've had, what we have, 9, 10 major arcana. That's a lot. So it may take a while. And under no circumstances am I telling anybody to wait. But this person does feel like they're going to try. There was too much, too many, or too much fire energy. They're not going to not come. Some of you, they're going to come when they're done and when they feel like they're ready to approach you. Others of you, they're going to learn. They're going to come to the realization, and then they're going to rush in and say, heal with me. Let me take your hand and let's heal together. Because as I heal onto you. Because I'm the one that screwed you up. Okay? And that is their intentions. That concludes that. Like, share, and subscribe to the Marvelous Tribe. Everything you need is below in the description box for you and your collective. Guys, I am going to do, if you've made it this far, I appreciate it. I'm going to be doing the full moon in Cancer, our last full moon, a little bit different. I am not going to do the whole narrative the way that I have been. I am going to place them on TikTok first. Short, sweet, a couple of lines. Go check me out over there. And for the YouTube version of this full moon, I am going to do the timestamps, but I do not think I'm going to do a pool. I may not. I do not know. But either way, it'll still be a video for you, but it may look a little bit different. And I may change that going forward. So thank you so much. I will see you guys in our next one, and our last video officially with 2023's energy will be that full moon. I'll see you then. Thank you guys. Merry Christmas.